friends, welcome back. It's Julie Norman, and I put out planner and planner related videos on Tuesdays and Fridays, and today we're going to do something that I think was inevitable if you've watched my videos, that I have gotten down the rabbit hole of watching videos on YouTube, of course, for junk journals and altered books and such, and just kind of getting creative juices going. And this is what I've done. I have put together a Christmas journal, and I'm not doing like the traditional junk journal where it's a big huge thing with lots of different tucks and pockets and stuff. There are some pockets, but I really want it to be like a journal, and so I can do more of the writing, because a lot of the junk journals, they don't have a lot of writing space, journaling space. It's more about, it's almost like a pop-up book for adults in some ways, or a pop-up book, quiet book kind of thing, activity book. I wanted it to be more functional for the way I like to journal. And so this is going to have more blank pages in it than the traditional ones. Now, why do I have my rooster in here is because this poor guy is getting pushed off again. I'm going to do a little flip through. What I did is I used the journal. This, you can see the pink is still here, from the Carpe Diem, the one that came in Traveler's Notebook cover. And this is a pink polka dot, so this is the wide size. So what I did is I took the staples out and I added some things in. And I had this artwork from a book, scripture illustrated book, and I added some different papers on the front to add a kind of a patchwork look, so it's more went with it instead of seeing just the pink. I added some pages in. This is a pocket, so there are two pockets here, so I can tuck some things in. And I added some pages that I had laying around from different things. This is from a yarn company brochure, which has the wonderful patterns of knitwear for Christmas. And I put another pocket in here. I'm not sure what I'll do with all the pockets, but it's nice to have them. And I did different pages. Now this page is some of the original pages, so about every other page is an original page. And this is resume paper, which I'm not putting my resume out, so I can do that. It's a little bit shorter, and that's the thing about junk journals, is that they don't all have to line up. The beauty is imperfection, where you can just use a lot of things. And junk journals originally were made from junk mail. You can use all kinds of different things. Here I had two different brown sheets, and they were different sizes, and I made it so it's like a Dutch door. So we've got the top and the bottom. So I don't know how that will work with journaling, but we shall see. Another original page. And then I got a smaller page here, piece of paper tucked in there. Original paper, resume paper, original paper, scrapbook paper. This is a piece of wrapping paper, and it curled a lot. So what I did is I glued on the edges some scraps of scrapbook paper to make it more solid, and I can journal on the back or put pictures. Some of the original paper. This came out of a little cookbook, Merry Makings cookbook, has some of the table of contents, get a little Christmas flavor. This, I think, page, it came from an Erin Condren, and it has a dot grid. Then another plain regular paper, has some music paper, scrapbook, half sheet, and so on. Oh, and this one is the other half, because I didn't have a full page here. I only had this much. What I did is I stapled it anyways, and now I have a little tuck spot where I can tuck something in there. So I just glued this down and that down. Oh, of course, there's dog hair. This is from my Silk and Sonder. I had one of these extras, and I liked how they did that, like the mid-month check-in, where you would say how you're doing. So I just stapled that in the middle. And I have the I Want to Feel. I have 3 goals. And then on the back, I covered up the month, and I can still have these habits if I wanted to do that. Or I can always cover it up and when I get to that if I don't want to do that. So just a lot of fun, just half sheets. Another, this is from Erin Condren. The other half of the music, and I have this card I took apart, and it has these little slits here, so if I want to, I can slip some things in here. And this is basically going to be my Christmas journal, hopefully. Here is the back side of this cookbook cover here, and I didn't like the way the back looked, so I covered it up with a little bit of scrapbook paper, and I can journal there. Now, My goal for this is to have plenty of journal spaces. The other half of the wrapping paper, again, the edge, it's edged in scrapbook paper so it doesn't curl. So now you're seeing the other half of a lot of these pages. Here you can definitely tell that's Erin Condren there, her little signature there. Other half of the Dutch door paper. If you don't know what a Dutch door is, it's when you have the top of the door and the bottom of the door. There are two parts of the door. And I have the end here. I could glue this down and make another pocket if I want to, but I don't know if I will need it. The other half, and then I have my back 2 pockets, and I made a slip pocket, and I'll show you why I did it that way, and it's after I'm done completely flipping through. And then I have this back. Now, in the front, I had glued this back onto here, so the pocket is in the cover, but I decided just to leave this one because I might want to journal at the end. I can always glue it down later. Okay, now I'm going to show you why I did it this way. Because in my regular journal, I have my health trackers, and so when I take this out of this month, like this, instead of having them clipped in there, I will tuck this in here, or there, whichever pocket I want. And then this sheet, I can either tuck it in here, excuse me, because I'm on this side. Uh-oh, I'm going to have to trim that a little bit. But anyways, I can tuck it in there, or I can tuck it in this way. And I can actually tuck it in here too if I want to. There's a lot of tuck spots like that. So I can just tuck it in and I can keep tracking on either way. But I'm going to have to loosen that up a little bit. Or I can put it in here like that. So then I have at the back, I can just easily move this out from month to month to track my health issues. So that is my first try into doing a junk journal, and I kind of like how it worked out. What I did for the binding is I have a stapler that will staple this, and I'll show you that. Here's the stapler, and I bought this off Amazon. I don't have affiliate links yet. Maybe someday I will when I get my act together and get my website back online. Oh, this is a little dusty. But this stapler works really well. All I did was go to the middle, make sure everything was together, and because this has that little edge there, that's where you put it on, and it staples it perfectly. Now, it did get to the point where some of these staples didn't come all the way through. If you can see, they didn't come all the way through. But I think if I do get some loose pages, I'll just use some washi tape or some glue or something and deal with it that way. But most of the time it's going to be in the journal, and in the middle here will be in one of the strings, the elastic bands, like this. So it will be held together anyways, and there won't be a lot of stress on that. So you can see that this journal is not too thick for all of the different papers. And the fun thing was I got to get out all these papers and figure out how to stack them, cut them to size. Oh, here, let me show you one more tool that I have. You ready, guys? I got this at, of course, a thrift store. Check this out. Look at this paper cutter. This paper cutter, if you can see it, it's got a little thing there. So I have the B6, the A5, the B7, and to be able to figure out how wide. Now, a lot of times when I had a paper, I just folded it in half and then I cut the edge. So isn't this cool? I've never seen this before. It has the V paper cutter, 10 by 10 by 5. I don't know much about it. I didn't do any research, but if you're interested, that's all I know about it. And the edge here, it is a guillotine kind, and you can see there's a gap. I don't know if you can see there's a gap there. So it's not totally precise, but it works for junk journaling because junk journaling is all about imperfections. I'm going to leave that here, sitting here. So now I was thinking that here, yes, I'm getting close to finishing up my October journal. I am on the weekend right now. I'm recording this on November 15th, so I'm halfway through November, and I have basically one more spread, and then I've got my month in review. So it'll probably take me through Monday, and then I was going to move into my next journal. Now, if I want to use this December scrap journal, junk journal thing, then if I start in this, and this takes me at least a month to do, it's going to take me to near the end of December to finish out the rooster. So I thought, well, what if I do an interim book between my October? So then I have plenty of time in my December journal. So what I did is I made another little one. This one again was made out of one of the Carpe Diem journals that came with the covers. I just did it really simply. Again, I did a little patchwork on the front and one of the Mary Engelbright from her daily calendar on the front. And then I didn't do anything on the inside really. I just did the little tuck pockets here. So then once again, I could tuck this stuff into the back, or I could either tuck it, I have a little pocket here, or I can again tuck this in here, like that, or vice versa, because I did this scrap paper that came around here, and this was just another strip that I attached on the top and bottom. So that will work really well to just get into the rest of November. And this is just a really small book. It'll be about 15 days in here. So that will take me into December, so then that will be perfect timing, about December-ish, to go into this for all of December. And then I can get into this junk journal. So if this works really good, I'm going to make another one. And let me know if you would like me to take you through the whole process of how to make one. There are a lot of junk journal videos out there which helped me learn about this. But what I really wanted to do is to depart from the regular junk journal and make this more actually able to journal as a regular journal and have just a few little of the tuck spots and stuff and pockets, but not go all overboard and have hardly any place to journal in there. Let me know what you think about that. Have you made a junk journal, or are you interested in that? If you find them usable, or do you find them hard to use? Because it kind of feels like it's more of a decoration to me. I don't quite understand the whole thing, but maybe I will once I get into doing this a little bit more. So that is the plan. I have October, moving into the small one after that, and then into the Christmas, and then poor Rooster maybe he's a spring rooster. We'll see, or winter rooster. So that is all I have today. Thank you so much for watching, and have a joyful day. Goodbye. P.S. Remember the white peacock little journal that I showed you? Well, I got some more stuff in there, and there's one more thing that I wanted to show you. I got this little pouch, and again, it's made out of sari fabric. Beautiful, and it's cotton. There's a round zip, and it's hand sewn. These ladies, they sew these things on treadle machines because that is more reliable in their location, because electricity goes out a lot, and of course electricity costs money. This is what they call an essential oil holder. So you would take your essential oils if you're traveling or just want a different place to store them, and it has these little slip pockets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a middle pocket. Think of the possibilities of this little thing. This is actually around $6 or $7. I will link below what it actually is. So hand sewn, really nicely lined, hand by hand. And what I got it for was my diabetic testing supplies. Because I got my purse, but when I go substitute teaching, I don't take my purse. When I go there, since I don't have my purse, I'm taking all this out of my purse and sticking it in a pocket. So this is what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to so this is my little tester lancet. These are the testing strips. So those all fit in 3 nice pockets. I don't need the 4th right now. And then some alcohol wipes. And that is all I need for bringing that with, like that. And this will also enable me, if I go hiking, I could easily stick a snack in here too, because snacks are very important when you're diabetic, type 1 or type 2. How many diseases are there that can say, I was about to die, but I had a cupcake and it saved my life? Type 1 and diabetes is basically one of them. I don't know about type 2 so much if you can have cupcakes. So that is a new little case, and it's just kind of nice to take something that was meant for one use and adapt it to something that you'll really use. Because I don't really use essential oils. Maybe you do. I did for a while, but then I got out of the habit. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching to the very end, and have a joyful day. Goodbye.